right now we are 1 week out, you guys, and the time this video is going to drop from the Adela Classic. That is my qualifier that I'm doing this year. Because it is not in my home city, I am going to be getting an Airbnb in the area. So here's some of the things that you need to make sure you have with you, whether you're at an Airbnb or a hotel. First thing is going to be saran wrap. So let me rewind a little bit. You're going to get spray tan, right? I'm going to get spray tan. And because of that, you want to make sure that you are not damaging people's stuff. So that's why I make sure that I have saran wrap with me to wrap up the toilet seats so my tan booty don't get the tan on the seat of the toilet. And that I'm not dealing with scrubbing that off or getting paid extra, or getting charged extra. We ain't doing any of that. So bring saran wrap so you can wrap up those seats after you get your spray tan on. On that same note, you're gonna need some black bedding. A few years ago, I got this cheap set of bedding from Walmart, and it has been following me around ever since. And I take it, and immediately the first thing that I do when I get to my Airbnb or hotel is I change the linens to dark sheets, because I don't want the spray tan to get on the sheets. Hotels will charge you extra for that. Airbnbs will also charge you extra for that. So just protect your sheets. Also on that same note, towels. Now, you can't shower the night before you get spray tan. That's going to be like your final shower. But after that, you want to get all that stuff off. All that stuff has to come off. So I have black towels that I will take with me so that when I do get out the shower, I'm not getting all the tan on the white stuff. While we're on the subject of tanning, I'm going to make sure I also have some loose black pants, zip up, so that when I go get tanned, I don't have to worry about getting it on anything else. Also too, I just get to this point, I don't know if y'all like this too, I just want to be cozy and comfy when my body fat is like super low, because I run cold too. So I just want to like snuggle up in a little cocoon. So I'm going to make sure I have just something really loose that I can put on that's going to be dark, and also a robe as well. And a bonnet. So y'all already know I will be having a bonnet anyway for my hair, but especially when you go get spray tanned, they do give shower caps. But if you got a lot of big hair, I've been, what show was that I did? It was some show. I had to use a t-shirt because my hair was so big for the show. Like they didn't have, like the shower cap was on my head like a beret. Like it was not fitting. So I took like a t-shirt to like protect my hair so my hair wouldn't get the spray tan color on it. So I think if you're one of my melanin queens out there, you got some big hair, or if you just got big hair in general, like a really big, a larger bonnet would be really helpful. So that way your hair is protected against the color. So I have a stylist in San Antonio. She's amazing. Diva Doos. I will post her stuff somewhere here. And she styles my wigs for me before I go on stage to compete. So she's amazing. She makes sure that the hair is flowing how it needs to flow and everything. And I'm also really good at that beauty stuff myself too. So anything that's like needed beyond that, I can do myself. I have made the mistake a few years prior of letting the glam team do my hair. And y'all, I was not a fan. Oh my gosh, this hairspray they put in my hair was so crunchy. My hair felt like hay. Like it was crispy and crunchy like a two-piece from Popeyes. Like it was not it at all. And I just remember sitting there in the chair at like 3 a.m. like, this is fine. This is fine. I could just smell it. I was just like, nah, no dice. So now I will only put my wig in the hands of those who I trust and already know. So my girl, Marklita, is going to be able to do it for me. If not, then I'll just curl it myself. So let's move on to the glam. So one of my favorite parts about show day is making sure that face is beat, okay? So for glam, I have done shows where my first time doing my own stage makeup, let me take that back. The very first show I ever competed in 2009, I did my own stage makeup. Y'all, it was a lot of bright blue eyeshadow. It was some questionable decisions I made that year, but I grew since then, and I did my makeup again in 2022 at my qualifier. And the makeup that I did, I really liked it, but I wasn't a fan of the foundation that I used. So just, you learn more as you kind of go along. Surprisingly though, when I did talk to Sandy about my feedback after the show, she complimented my hair and makeup. So I was just like, talk that talk. I was like, thank you. Thank you. But I will be doing for my qualifier this year, the Adela, I am going to be doing my makeup myself just because it's kind of in a obscure place. It's in Bastrop, Texas. I don't really know any makeup artists in Austin who could get there easily or from San Antonio who could get there easily. So I'm just going to do it myself. Now for Universe, I shared earlier on my channel that I have already booked that makeup. I am going to be getting glammed up by Classic Fit Beauty Nisi. She's a bikini pro who is gearing up for her pro debut this year. So I'm excited to have her beat my face. So let's get on to the makeup stuff that you actually are going to need. Now, I recommend bringing these things even if you're going to get your makeup done, just simply because after you get your makeup done, typically, especially if it's a bigger show, you can be in that face for hours. And if you have oily skin like I do, you're going to need to kind of blot that out. So I will make sure you have a good brush. That's my makeup brush. Okay. So I would take a brush like this. This is like the brush that I use just to put on my press powder, my pressing powder and my finishing powder. And I would bring your finishing powder with you and something to help absorb any kind of oil that's going to be on your skin. So definitely bring something like that. Next up are going to be eyelashes. So if you are going to be getting your makeup done, then your makeup artist should provide lashes for you, or they should be able to sell you some. If you're doing your makeup yourself, you definitely want to make sure that you bring your lashes with you. I would also bring a backup pair just in case. You never know what's going to happen. So I always would recommend buying that pack of 5 lashes. And that way you got more than enough, more than plenty to get you through the day. Don't forget your lash glue. It's important. On to some hair stuff. So depending on how you are wearing your hair, you're going to need either straightening, you're either going to need a flat iron or a wand curler, curling iron. If you are wearing a wig and you want to make sure that she is set laid, okay, then you might want to bring a straightening comb just to really be able to set your center part and keep that going. A lot of this stuff too, if you're going to be pre-styling your hair, you could also do that ahead of time. I tend to not need a whole lot of styling products when show day comes because I'm basically already done. Everything's already set. It's been decided. I'm very set it and forget it about a lot of things in my life. So the more things I can do up front, the better. It's just gonna make everything run smoother. Make sure you throw in a couple of bobby pins and hairpins. You just never know what your hair is gonna want to be doing that day. I would also bring some setting spray, holding spray for your hair too, especially if you're going to be doing curls and you want them to kind of last, and a big comb. I cannot emphasize this enough. You know, like the orphan, remember Orphan Annie? She had the big curls. Those Shirley Temple curls they used to give you when you was a kid, going to church. Those ain't it. Brush those curls out. So I would definitely bring a big wide tooth comb, especially if you're getting your hair curled, so you can have more of that wave kind of look to them. If you are one of my wig girlies, I definitely will make sure you have your foundation as well. That way you can make sure that you can apply your foundation that's going to match your skin tone, because it's going to be darker because you're tanned, but you can use that also on the part of your wig just to make it blend better with your face complexion on show day. You're going to be darker than you would be normally because you're going to be spray tan, and your face should match your tan. Don't spray tan your face. Other things I would make sure you bring are makeup remover wipes. You just never know when you're going to have something, especially if something gets on your suit. You just want to be able to remove anything from that. Bring some baby wipes as well that are flushable. Those are going to help you out a lot when you go to the bathroom. Tweezers, because you just never know when you're going to need to maybe tweeze something. Scissors, definitely bring those with you as well. If you're flying, you might want to put scissors in your checked luggage, but in a minute, I'm going to actually go over, if you are flying, what you should have in your carry-on bag and what you should have in your suitcase, because your carry-on bag stuff should be everything you need to step on stage, and just in case something happens with your luggage while you are in flight. Other stuff to make sure you have with you is going to be stuff to keep you fresh. On stage, that show day, listen, we're not really doing gum, things aren't as fresh. You haven't really showered like you normally do. So a few things I make sure I always have is going to be mouthwash, just to keep breath smelling fresh, toothpaste, of course, and also dryer sheets. So I learned this trick a few years ago. Bring dryer sheets with you because, one, it can help absorb any sweat that you have. And it can help give you a freshen up. So get the ones that smell really good. They have so many different scents out now, and just using them, do a little pat under your underarms or other areas, and it can help you it can help you smell fresh on show day, because you can't use any kind of perfumes or colognes, body oils, or anything like that. Now, these are also things you need for show day. And if you are flying to your competition, I will put these things that I'm getting ready to list in a carry-on bag, and that bag does not leave your sight or wherever you can like easily see it. Reason being, we don't like to put anything bad out there, but you just never know what's going to happen. And there's so many uncontrollables, and you don't want to deal with getting to your venue, getting to your destination, and your bags didn't make it and your suit didn't make it either. So inside your carry-on bag, make sure you have your shoes, make sure you have your suit, your hair, whatever your hair situation is going to be, your jewelry, and also backup jewelry. My last qualifier that I did, my jewelry broke backstage. Like, it broke, it snapped. And luckily it was these two other wellness queens that were sitting back there. We were all kind of chatting, laughing. They had like extras. So if you have extra jewelry, extra earrings, bracelets, bring them. You think you might not use them, but please bring them. Other extras you're gonna need are your shoes. So in addition to your stage shoes, you wanna bring something comfy. Some flip-flops are gonna be best, so that way you have something to walk around in. If you're gonna be staying at a hotel, I'm a big house shoe person. I take slippers wherever I go, so make sure you have that so you can be cozy when you're eating your post-show snacks and celebrating how well you did. And then another essential is going to be your Bikini Bite double-sided tape for obvious reasons. We don't want any slip-ups backstage, and you want to make sure that your suit can stay in its place. Now, a lot of girls back there will likely have Bikini Bite, but especially if you don't know anyone who's going to be competing, it's always better to have your own, just in case you can do your own little touch-ups here and there. Also, I cannot emphasize this enough, bring tampons. Bring tampons. Even if you think your cycle is just not going to happen, if you think your cycle stopped, it might show up and surprise you that day. So make sure you have them, and that way you're covered. You're covered and good to go. Bring some pasties.
Just in case.
Just in case. We don't want any Janet Jackson moments at the Super Bowl. Just bring some pasties just in case you have a little nip slip. Also, make sure you know from your coach what they're going to use to fill you out on show day. You should already know coming into it what you're going to be eating, what your coach wants you to have backstage. Sometimes it's a candy bar, sometimes it's potato chips, sometimes it's pickles. So figure that out with your coach. Make sure you have what you're going to need to fill out with you backstage. Other things I'll make sure you have backstage as well, because you might be there for a minute and it just might not be that comfortable, is a little pillow and a blanket. I have had shows where I was backstage for hours and it was freezing back there, and you already in like, you're in your suit and you don't want to just put on all these clothes, have to take them off. You can get your glazes, all that rubbed off. So definitely bring a blanket back there, a pillow, headphones, just in case you just need to kind of have a little moment and just, you know, vibe out and just set your mind, relax yourself too. If your coach is going to have you sending photos, and I learned this lesson from my last show, I would even have a tripod with you just so you have something to like prop your phone up on while you are sending those photos to your coach backstage, because it's kind of a bit of a pain to have to say, hey, can you take my picture? Can you hold my phone? Like, it's just, the more stuff you kind of have set up, just the better. On that note, make sure you have your pump up bands. So I've had a lot of bands lost and stolen. They're just gone. I go backstage, make my circle, I go back, they're gone. So if you have if you are a resistance band person and you use them regularly, I probably wouldn't take your everyday set. I would just get like a little cheapy set, like a $10 set or something like that from Amazon. That way, if one of them goes missing, you're not butthurt about it. Other essentials you might want to have with you is going to be a sewing kit. You never know what's going to happen with your suit. You just never know. So even if you just have like needle and thread with you, that's going to be it's going to protect you. Okay, give you a peace of mind in case something happens. Also, safety pins. If you're in a clutch and something snaps, something whatever breaks, you can easily go ahead and just safety pin it back and no one knows, no one's none the wiser. So I would have like different sizes, like the tiny ones, maybe some bigger ones too. Extension cable and phone charger, especially if you're gonna be at one of these big shows where you're gonna be in a deep lineup. You don't wanna be right there and your phone's dead. Like, so have a charger, have an extension cable just in case. A battery pack, battery pack portable charger. That can also go a long way. Have a little mini fan just in case you get hot and you just need to kind of cool yourself off for a little minute. I would also have something to sip water in, even though you're controlling your water on show day, of course. Not having to drink out of something and mess up your lips is chef's kiss. So have something where you can like drink your water out of a straw. That way you don't mess up your lips. And also bring a lippy. Even if you're getting your makeup done. I have made the mistake before where I got my lips done, got my makeup done, had my lips done. And of course, you're gonna go throughout the day, you're gonna eat, you're gonna drink and all that. By the time you do your night show at finals, you're gonna need a touch up. So I would make sure that you have some type of lip gloss that you can use to just touch up your lips before the night show comes. And also bring your eyebrow pencil as well, because some artists may not deepen your brows enough as you like. And you want to make sure that you are loving how you look when you get on stage, because we didn't do all this work to not love how we looking on stage. All right, y'all, and I think that's it. So if I think of anything else random, I will make sure I come back and update you guys, but I don't think I will. Let me know, did I leave anything off the list? If you're one of my stage sisters checking this out right now, if I left anything out that you bring, let me know down in the comments below. And I can't wait to see you guys this week on stage. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for the support throughout this prep, throughout this series. Love y'all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the description box below. I'm going to be putting down links in there to a lot of things that I talked about today. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Talk to you later. Peace.